On this episode of Newsbreak, we are chatting with Fire Chief Scott Titus, whose department gives back year-round but has lots of fun things going on this holiday season and early next year. Welcome, Chief Titus.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's as we come into the holiday season, everybody's busy, but it's a time to think about family and think about how lucky we are to have the things we do and how we can give back to the community.
Absolutely. I know you guys have a lot on deck coming up. So let's first start with filling the fire truck, filling the rescue, filling something. We're filling something with canned goods.
Yes. So we actually have the fire truck out there. Quite honestly, a lot of times it's an ambulance because we can get more things in it. So, but Fill the Fire Truck event is coming up. It's at Walmart, December 4th, and it is from 4 to 7 p.m. And we've had great success in the past. I think actually it's one of the same nights. Shop with a Cop is down on one side of Walmart. We're on the other side of Walmart, so we get lots of people that come and visit both of us, which is wonderful. We fill the fire truck with food donations. We also accept toys. We're gathering for Toys for Tots, so anything that somebody feels compelled to come and give, we will find a wonderful home for it. Our food donations go to the Awaken Food Pantry.
Okay.
And so they, of course, are doing wonderful things in the community all year round. This is a time for us to give them a sizable donation, as lots of families, need a little bit of extra help this holiday season.
Definitely. And I know also that if they don't walk around to shop for actual items, they can give monetary stuff, right? And then your guys can go in and pick up things as well?
Yes, actually, Chief Engels, who's also our PIO, he loves to take little side trips and try and maximize how many things he can get for the amount of money that's donated. But yes, some people just give a cash donation. We turn that right around that night, go buy those things and put them with the donation for the food pantry. So it's great.
That's awesome. So that's what's kicking off the holiday giving back, because then around the same time or even sooner, the Benevolent Association is going to be participating in Toys for Tots. But before we get into Toys for Tots, let's talk about specifically the Benevolent Association. It's a tough one. Can you tell me a little bit about that and the history of that with the fire department and what that means?
Sure. So the Northport Firefighters Benevolent Association is separate from the fire department as far as it's not a formal part of Northport Fire Rescue, but all of our members are part of the Benevolent. So what we do is we all donate money out of our paychecks that go into that, and the accounts are set up into two different accounts. One is set up for kind of a local community things that we can do, and the other 50% is set up as a catastrophic illness fund that helps support our firefighters or family members if they have an issue. And so we've been successful in helping to support some of our firefighters and their families in the past when they've had a catastrophic illness or very debilitating injury in their family. And then on the other side of it, we do things like we'll support local sports teams if they come and approach us, or do some things in the community, make donations like through Toys for Tots or some other things. Typically holiday time, they usually do some donations with social services for some food, some meals, prepped meals like for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. And so, it's been really a neat thing to do. It's been I can't even tell you how long it's been in existence. It's been maybe about probably 15 years.
Wow.
So, and we don't really advertise a lot of that. We kind of love the idea of embracing and giving back, but we're not really great about talking about it. That's not really our intent. It isn't to sell us. So this year there was some things going on that we thought the community should know about because we like to partner with them to give back. But by no means, the celebration is for what everybody's doing for giving. It's really not to be self-promoting.
Sure, right, bragging about it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So this year they're doing Toys for Tots. Is there any details about that at this moment?
So we're collecting Toys for Tots at Station 81. We're collecting Toys for Tots at Station 86, and I believe it's Station 84. So they can stop by, and really they can stop by. Anybody that wants to make a donation can stop by any of the fire stations and say it's for Toys for Tots. And then the Benevolent also takes a certain amount of money and they go shopping, and they have a great time. They go shopping and they buy a whole bunch, and that goes for Toys for Tots also. So we ask the community if they would like to help us support Toys for Tots. We're a convenient location for them to come be a part, but we're doing that ourselves as well through the Benevolent.
Sure. Okay. And you said, so 81's the one by City Hall. Yes. 86 is the one in Welland Park.
Yes.
And 84 is?
Citizens Parkway over close to Toledo Blade. Thank you.
Got it. Okay. I'm sure they could look it up and see it, but I just wanted to,
It's great
while we're
clarification.
here.
Thank you. Yes.
So you said the other part of what the Benevolent does is the catastrophic illness thing. So I know that there's also a presentation coming up at a to be determined date. It's not a public thing, but you're going to be giving back to someone who needs it.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the community has seen, usually sometime in October, September, October, we sell shirts with our logo, and they have some type of design that's typically for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we'll sell those shirts. Then the proceeds, we try and select somebody local that is in need or that has battled cancer or is battling cancer, and if we can find a way to help them, we give them the proceeds for that to assist them. So.
Sounds like a pretty awesome association.
It is. They really do an amazing job.
And especially like taking out portions of their paycheck to help give back is a big deal.
Yes. Well, we're all very blessed to have what we have, and there's some members of the community that are not quite as fortunate. And so, yeah, it's nice to be able to do that.
Definitely. Okay, so back to giving back. Poinsettia Parade and Festival is coming up, and it's happening on the 7th. There's going to be opportunities to give back there as well.
Yes. So the city has 12 days of giving where they're collecting gently used or new clothing articles for newborn all the way up through high school age years, also collecting food for the food pantry, and of course we're doing Toys for Tots. So while we're out on the parade route, we're not going to reveal what the float is yet.
No,
but
can't do that.
I'm pretty confident that this year it's going to wow everybody. I think they're going to say that Fire Rescue has the best float.
You heard it here first, folks.
We'll see.
Okay.
We come in last place because we're last in the parade. But we believe we're going to be first in everybody's hearts. So we'll see.
Okay. That's what matters, you know?
Yeah. But while we're out along the parade route, you'll see a lot of our firefighters and families come out, and they walk along the fire truck and along the float. And as in years past, we've done different things where we've collected. And so this year we'll be collecting for all of those things. So if you want to bring toys for Tots, if you want to bring some new or gently used clothing, we'll make sure that goes to the right place. If you want to bring food, we'd be happy to take food, and we'll just take that, either put it into the fire truck or put it up on the parade float, and make sure that it all gets to the places and to the families that need it. But we would ask, if everybody, if you're coming out to the parade anyway, it's a great opportunity to come out and us to be that repository to collect those things and be able to send it out. So we would appreciate everybody's support in doing that.
That'd be awesome. And then just so everyone's aware, 12 Days of Giving starts December 2nd, and there are and then it's 12 days.
So approximately through the 14th.
14th, yeah. But there will be various drop-off locations for that too outside of Poinsettia, but that info is forthcoming. They'll be able to find it on our social media. Yes. Okay, so moving on from the holidays, let's move on to earlier 2025. So I know that this is going to be the second, do you say second annual? I don't know. The open house. I want to be able to plug the open house here real quick. January 25th.
Yes.
So tell us what people can expect at that event.
Should I just not tell them anything and they come out and be really surprised, or we tell them everything?
Maybe like a couple breadcrumbs to make them want to dangle that carrot a little bit.
Last year was the first time, so our training tower was in place, and in years past we had done kind of a combined event with the police department, and they were gracious enough for a number of years to invite us because they had their national night out, and we always kind of wanted to do our own thing, but we didn't really have a great format. So once the training tower was built, we decided to let them have their national night out back, and we do now our open house. So this will be our second annual, and it is a great opportunity to come out. It's from 10 to 2. Last year, the weather was so incredible. I'm hoping it's the same this year. But we had probably 2,000, maybe 2,500 people for the first year event.
Wow.
Which was amazing. But there's a display of some of our apparatus out there. There's tours through the fire training tower. We'll do some static displays of some equipment. We'll also do some demonstrations. Might have some people rappelling maybe off the side of the building, some exciting stuff to see, demonstrating some of our tech rescue skills. Last year, we had a little for our junior firefighters, our little firefighters, or people that want to be firefighters when they grow up, a little course for them to go through and practice some of the things that we do, which was all kinds of fun. We have a really interesting demonstration that we get help from another company. They come down and they build 2 rooms with furniture in them, and they show, and one of them is equipped with smoke detector and sprinklers, and the other one is not. And so it shows the difference of timeline on a developing fire of how quickly a fire can be kept in check or extinguished with a sprinkler versus a non-sprinklered area. And it's quite impressive to watch, but it's really the impact of it is substantial. So that's a great demonstration that we do while we're out there, and all kinds of great stuff going on. We'll be cooking hot dogs. We'll be giving away T-shirts, so that you can come out and T-shirts say Northport Fire Department supporter, I believe, but they're really cool T-shirts. So we try to. Last year's were awesome. This year we're trying to even outdo what we did last year. So we're excited about it. But come out. It's a great time with family, young kids, everything like that. It's a beautiful day. And like I said, it's 10 to 2, and we look forward to seeing everybody out there.
At the training tower.
Yes, which is on Price Boulevard, just to the west of Northport High School.
And I'm sure there'll be signs and things like that because it can be kind of hidden.
Yes,
right.
Sits
so.
back off the road a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have some flashing lights out there at the roadway or something, and we'll make sure it's advertised well with a little map for people to get in. We're excited.
Perfect. That's super exciting. I know there'll be more details coming. I didn't want to give away everything. There'll probably be some more details coming out as we approach that one. And then also in January, this is kind of a new initiative that you guys are going to do, is having some coffee with folks, meeting and greeting with the community. I know we don't have an exact date yet, shooting for January, but can you tell us a little bit about why you want to do it and like what your goals are with having this sort of a thing?
Yeah, we talked to all of our personnel about how important every interaction is they have with the public, because there's so many people in the public that really don't know exactly what we do and how much we're involved. In the days of old, people thought of firefighters that they kind of came to work and sat in a chair or played checkers and watched TV all day until the alarm bell went off, and then they went out, they fought a fire, and then they came back. And it's so different, really, than what some people believe that it is. Our personnel are very, very busy. There's a very high level of expectation of their performance, of the things they do. They're consistently training and studying and working to be better, striving to be exceptional in what they do. And I think a lot of times some of the community doesn't get to see that. Certainly we have our followers and our people that do understand that, but there's a lot that don't. So it's a good opportunity for us to get out and just to, we always encourage people to say, stop by the station, come and talk to us, but not a lot of people take that opportunity. And sometimes if they do, maybe the person they came to see is there or not there because of an appointment or something like that. So this is a great opportunity to go out, let everybody know that we're there. If they want to come by, if they just want to come by and say hi, we support you. If they want to come by with a question, if they want to come by with a concern, our staff will be there to answer them, to talk to them. They may have an idea. And certainly there's a lot of retirees from fire departments all throughout the country that end up retiring down here. So we always love to sit and talk and have a cup of coffee with them and let them tell us some stories. Live vicariously through them, because they may be a different experience than we've had, and vice versa. So that's
very cool, because I know one of the goals for you guys is to show that you are you're the community's neighborhood fire department, approachable, safe. So this is a great opportunity to show, we're the ones that are going to be coming to help you. I don't know, it just seems like a great way to connect with the community.
Yeah, the community, I always say when somebody picks up the phone to call 911, they're not asking and saying like, hey, just, send me a couple of your average people when they can get here. Their expectation always is that whoever shows up is going to be able to handle that emergency. They're going to be the best at what they do, that they get there fast, that they're safe, that they're professional, that they're courteous, compassionate. I would say it's our job to know exactly how to do those things, because they don't know how to do those things. That's why they call us.
Right.
The one thing they're always going to remember is how we made them feel. And so being approachable and being in touch with what their needs are that day, being understandable and compassionate, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, is so important. And again, these opportunities to be able to give back to the community, and opportunities to be able to sit and have a dialogue, like having coffee. And probably what took us so long to come up with doing something like this is, they always they have coffee with cops, and it's a great thing. And I've watched it for years, and I've always thought, well, honestly, it took me this long, and I still haven't come up with a rhyme for like coffee with we don't really have anything good. And so we finally decided we didn't need a slogan, that we were just going to do it, because it really is a great opportunity to talk to the community and do those things. So
yeah, and I know we don't know the date or location yet. We're just kind of doing a sneak peek here, but keep an eye on the social media. Search up Northport Fire Rescue on Facebook and Instagram, and even on our city's website. The event will be up there whenever it's decided. So keep an eye out for that in the next month. But as we come to a close here, I know you were kind of mentioning it throughout our talk, but just tell me more about what it means to you and your department to be able to give back and know that you're making a difference. And that you do year round. We know that as the fire department, but especially in the holidays and stuff. Tell me a little bit more about what that means to you.
I think for a lot of our people do this on a daily basis in their lives, whether associated with the fire department or not. There's so many people that got into this service because of a calling they have or an experience they had, something that changed their life, and they do these things. And when we do it collectively as a group, it's a great opportunity to kind of have that involvement together and to do those things. And again, to remember, we're so blessed. I'm in my 31st year here, and I still absolutely love coming to work. I love what I do. I love the people that I work with. That's really what makes the difference, and the impact that you have on the community. And it's palpable, and you can feel that when you talk to people. And when you don't have that impact, you need to be responsive and understand why. Is there something missing going on? That's why it's so important that we continue to have dialogue and have the pulse of what's going on, not only internally with our personnel, but externally within the community to make sure that we're meeting their needs. One of the other things we just recently started this month and will continue on is every second Monday of the month with John Rawlings on WKDW. We're doing an hour session and trying to involve different staff members with an opportunity to talk to him about what they do. And going back to what we said earlier, so many people don't know about a lot of the things we do in the community. So we wanted to touch base on that. And again, it gives people an opportunity to hear from us, and they can call into the show, they can ask questions and do things. So it gives an opportunity for dialogue, not just sending it out. So
right.
Yeah.
You guys are all over the place getting the word out.
Yes.
We're going to rewind back to the holidays real quick, because I know also in your department, I think it maybe the admin adopted a family.
So I think
the holidays?
I think the intent was to adopt one family. I haven't heard how many it is, because usually we ask for donations through our admin, and then we determine. I think last year it ended up being a few families. Actually, Benevolent adopted some families specifically, I think, last year too. Brought some things out individually to some homes, and so. But yeah, it's just kind of a part of the whole theme. Social services has lists of families that are needy, and so we usually contact Janet Carrillo, who's the director, and she helps hook us up with families that are in need, and we do that. So yeah, it's great.
That's awesome, because I know that they were whittling down the number. Hopefully, the deadline to apply to adopt a family is November 30th. I know that the last I checked, there was 40 kids left. So this is kind of an also last call to action. If anybody wants to jump in, whether you're an association, your business, an HOA, anybody can adopt. You can go to northportfl.gov/social services, and there's a big yellow button where you can click and apply. So if you're listening and it's in time, please go and check it out and be like the fire department and lots of other departments here at the city and across the community to help adopt. So thanks for letting me rewind there for a moment. Wanted to make sure we shouted that out.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought it up.
Yes,
it's so important.
Absolutely. So is there anything else that you wanted to add today, Chief, in terms of what's happening, what's coming up?
No, I want to thank you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for the opportunity to kind of get our message out there. Like I said, I don't think that we proactively seek out these opportunities sometimes because we're confident in what we're doing in the community. Sometimes we don't share that enough, but it's nice to be able to speak on behalf of the department and the things. A lot of these are groundswell movements and ideas that I didn't sit in my office one day and say, we're going to do all these things. This is our personnel in action and the things that they want to do, and we get behind them and all get involved. So it's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, thank you to you and your whole department for everything that you guys do year-round, but especially around the holidays. And I think that will do it, and we'll see you all on the next news break.